What do you want?
Usually like 40 minutes, no?
No, the shortest we ever did was maybe 30 minutes.
15 minutes.
15 minutes was the shortest
That's
podcast?
short.
Oh shit. Our longest was what, 2 hours?
That's a while.
Yeah.
You guys break the record.
Nah,
I gotta go sleep. I gotta go early tomorrow.
Well, you're not. I'm still used to Arizona time. For me, it's guy at work calling me.
yeah, you gotta silence that shit.
No, it's on vibrate.
Because we here business
shit.
time. You ready to go live?
How are you gonna introduce this guy?
Oh, I got it.
Why wouldn't go?
No, I'll explain to you.
You asked me my favorite hat.
Hold on, I'll explain to you why he's wearing that.
Alright, ready?
Yeah, ready.
I like winners.
And after 2 weeks of hibernation, welcome back to Nothing, Something, and Everything in Between with Rich Raphael, Aaron Love, and Rabbi Abinator. You like that? That's the perfect nickname for tonight's event.
I don't have my beard anymore, but it's okay. I feel good.
Yeah?
Coming off a vacation.
Straight from Pheonix, Arizona, bringing the heat to New York.
Boom, boom. That's why it was so nice out today. Shit.
Yeah, right?
Finally, some good weather up in
Beautiful.
the
When did you fly in?
Yesterday at nighttime.
Yeah. How'd it feel?
Very smooth flight.
Yeah.
Thank God. No problems. Got to show my family. My father picked me up.
Nice.
JetBlue?
American Airlines.
American Airlines. I was gonna say American Airlines.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
But you did.
I didn't.
You know what we should have done? We should have taken a little bet over here. And the loser chugs that protein. I want some protein, man.
You wanna try it?
No.
It's really good.
That's okay. I've had enough
Really
pizza
good.
for today. I've had my calorie intake.
This will get me back on track.
But yeah, just before this podcast started, you mentioned his hat. The Golden State hat. And I actually asked Abi, who is a longtime friend of ours. He's actually the brother of Bang Titty.
Our tax man.
He's actually Little Titty. And, Abi over here, he has so many teams that he's in love with. He was a Knicks fan, then he went to
No, he
Celtics.
was a Celtics fan.
Celtics
And then he was a Spurs fan.
Then I think
Spurs.
every Tuesday was Raptors, and then
Right.
yeah, it's
And
it's been
then some
bouncing.
holidays that landed on a Wednesday, he supported the Jazz.
There it is.
And then when he was
The Bucks aren't bad either.
and then when he was in Phoenix, he supported the Suns.
Phoenix Suns got the first draft in the lottery.
So let me tell you something. So I said, you know what? To settle it once and for all, I said, why don't you wear the hat that you favor the team of the most, the absolute most? So now we know it's Golden State.
That's why I have it on. You see, 3 out of the 4 years we're champions.
Okay,
Of
so
the world.
you were the longest
Yes.
going
And in
Celtics fan.
2000, hold on, I'm the guest. I'm supposed to get my
All right,
airtime.
let's hear it. Let's hear
And
it.
in 2016 we were supposed to win, but that's okay. We got
We-
Kevin.
Oh,
we got
okay.
Kevin Durant. So
Okay.
Weren't you a Celtics fan in 2008?
as long as they beat LeBron, I'm okay. They beat him that year
Let
too.
me ask you, what is it gonna take? Because I know the Knicks hurt you. I know you're going through some PTSD with the Knicks. What is it gonna take for you to become their fan again?
That's correct. I've been a Knicks fan since about 5 or 6 years old.
That's it?
Since.
And you? When did you start being a fan?
Since I was born.
That's
man.
about-
Okay,
Knicks
guy.
till I die.
All right.
Anyway,
I can calmly say I became a fan when I was like 18 or 19 years old. I only got into
Yeah,
basketball
you
late.
barely started
Yeah.
watching basketball.
but let me educate you, Aaron, since you got into basketball a little bit late.
All right, let's hear it.
Here's what happened. The Knicks were good in the 90s. Unfortunately, I was born in the late 90s. And
You weren't there for the Jordan era.
I wasn't there when
No.
Jordan whipped everybody's ass.
No.
But that's why we have Golden State.
They're gonna suck after the next year.
It's okay.
Continue through your history.
So when I started watching basketball, specifically the Knicks, in 2004, I would say. I think we made the playoffs that year.
No.
Did
We're gonna look it up
did you
later.
research this shit
We're
just
gonna
because you
look
didn't
it
know
up
what's
later.
going on?
No, I know they didn't
Right.
make. They didn't make the
2005, 2006, 2007, 8, 9, 10. I
11.
waited in 2011.
playoffs. They made playoffs.
They made the playoffs. I had to wait 6 years for my team. As a kid growing up, I was traumatized as to how we would lose games.
Kids
blow
get traumatized from not having enough water, but you got traumatized over
Because the
this.
team was trash.
It's funny enough, the players on the team at that time when he was watching them,
Mm.
They were pretty good.
they're all good, and they went on to be even better on different teams.
Correct.
Jamal Crawford, Zach Randolph,
Stephon Marbury.
Marbury sucked.
So
That's
I
your
don't
opinion.
understand. To be a true fan, don't you have to stick it with the team for a
I've
long time?
stuck with
you have
it.
to suffer.
From 2004, let's do the math, till 2000 roughly 13.
That's nothing, man.
That's 9 years.
How about our friend Joseph?
Yo, there are fans.
This guy suffered for 30 years. He's only
There are
26.
fans in
That's
Chicago
that's his business.
that were fans for 104 years.
Oh, the Cubs.
The Cubs.
That's why they had Michael Jordan.
That's true. They had to supplement.
Right. You know
they
what?
had somebody. See,
You know what?
in New York we had the Yankees.
Aber, I'll be honest with you. We don't have many
Aber?
sports fans. Yeah, I'm gonna go through all the nicknames with them today. We don't have that many sports fans, so I'm very thankful that you gave us a trip down memory
The
lane.
insight.
Thank you. But let's get to know you a little bit.
Correct.
Why don't you tell us a little background of? You can start off why you were in Arizona,
Correct.
which will lead to your
So-
passion.
My passion is.
Aaron, what is the capital of Arizona?
7.
What does that
Don't
mean?
you ever.
Explain, Aaron.
No, that's his deflection.
What's that? Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, so you could have said any
It's a very
quieter.
nice
Oh.
state.
I thought 7 would be funnier than actually saying it. What's the capital of Uranus?
Jupiter.
No. You see? You didn't even know I was talking about the planet. Pervert. Anyway, next.
It went from basketball to sexual jokes.
No, I said planet. Alright,
You
so
asked me a question.
why don't you
1
give us a
minute
little
ago.
bit of a background?
So I like to cook.
I thought you were X-ray tech.
Correct. I was.
Okay.
I went to college because I listened to other people. Shout out to all the other people that.
They're listening, so if you
Kind of
start
like
putting
you're
people
an
down...
accountant and I'm a lawyer. Right?
That
Same deal.
I
you
can
asked
still
me
be
a
an
question. I'm
accountant.
the guest over here.
1 second, we have
We interject.
Yeah,
I
this is how this
understand.
podcast. There's 3 mics, baby.
I understand.
We should
let's
just change
hear
the name to 3 mics.
We should. That's a good name.
No, I don't want the
Let's get
title.
copyright infringement. We don't want that. So basically, I listened to other people,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to.
say any names.
No, I will not throw anybody under the bus.
Okay.
I went
Throw
to.
under the bandwagon.
It was you.
You're driving the
You
bandwagon.
forced him to be
Yes, that
X-ray
college
tech.
was shitty.
Don't say it.
What is City Tech?
Correct.
Come on, I didn't want to put a college.
It
down,
smelled
but-
like crap. Anyway, basically,
Yo, I
guys,
can
don't
only
go there. If
imagine
you're trying to go there, I know you graduated today. A lot of people from Francis Lewis. Do not go there.
626. Holy shit, that's the late graduation.
Yo,
Do not go there.
congrats to everybody that left
Graduated?
the grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother
Yeah,
left the 6th
today.
grade today.
Nice.
Fuck yeah, man.
Good job.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
Fuck yeah.
What color was his gown? Oh no.
Nope, 6th grade.
6th
There's
grade.
no gown.
Yeah.
So continue X-ray tech.
So,
I don't know what to
after-
call you. I don't know what to
after,
call you.
correct. You will call me
Master
Chef.
Chef. Iron
after
Chef
I'm
America.
done with this
Yo,
story.
are you gonna go on Iron Chef America?
I will go on
I'm
Chop.
gonna call you Iron Chef
Chop.
I will
What's
work.
the difference?
Iron Chef. Those chefs are world renowned, and
Chopped are city renowned.
Chopped are city renowned. Correct. A little bit more local. Chopped is harder, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because they get ingredients that are not found in everyday grocery stores.
Like what? Give me. Okay, so speed through your story. He becomes a chef.
Nah, this is a really interesting story because he battles X-ray diseases and then makes it into the dungeons of chef school. Continue.
Correct.
There it is.
So after my first semester, I had to make a decision. Do I want to do this again for another semester? Or do I want to follow my dreams and follow my passion?
Nice.
So I dropped out of that nice college. And of course, the admissions lady, she was so nice explaining to me how to drop out. That's another reason why I left, because the service was terrible.
The admissions lady was so nice. She told me how to drop out.
Not the admissions lady, but you know, the one,
The guidance counselor.
the guidance counselor. Anyway.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
I started working. My first job in the restaurant was at La Bella in Main Street, Flushing.
Didn't the papateria own that?
Shout out, it's my
Correct.
first real job too.
Correct.
Are you
And
serious?
you worked there for one
Besides
day.
I worked there
Garnish,
one day.
There's a
'cause
reason
y'all
why you
needed
worked
help.
there for one day.
Y'all
because
needed help.
You weren't so good.
I was doing deliveries.
See, we scout the new workers.
Okay, guy.
And there's a reason why you worked one day.
You didn't work. You were the food tester.
Correct.
That's not working. That's eating.
Correct. My palate grew larger and larger.
I remember Saturday nights opening up. And
I was
we're,
there.
We're working in the dark because technically, you know, it's
Technically,
Shabbat
no
and
lights. Yes, correct.
So
You were working the register or deliveries?
He was working delivery.
deliveries.
He did everything. He was a very good worker.
That's
I
right.
appreciate it. Thank you.
And then I see him run back and forth trying everything.
Yeah, that's how it's probably got so strong now.
Correct. And that's where the passion started.
So
If
fast forward two years already
What do you mean?
since you got out of school. No, 1 year.
1 year. No, I got out of school in December.
How many
How
spots
long-
you worked at?
How long what?
How long
I
is school?
School was 8 months plus 2 months externship.
Nice.
Yes, where I learned a lot.
How many spots you worked at?
I worked at 5
5 spots. You
5
whore.
different restaurants.
Nice.
Plus school. Correct.
And
So What's your ultimate goal in chefery?
Wait, are you saying correct to your own things? Because you can't do that.
No, I'm just making sure you get it correct.
No, I got it.
Maybe we should change this name to get it correct.
So what's your goal in chefery?
I want to open my own
I
restaurant.
don't think it's called chefery.
It's chefery.
No, it's not.
It's like Jeffrey.
Clean.
Where's
Chefery.
chefery?
Freaking chefery.
I never heard that word, but I like Richie today. Because he did a good job. He worked very nice.
So get
Alright.
get a restaurant going.
Yes, get a restaurant
What
going.
kind of cuisine is your favorite cuisine?
I like
To cook and to
American
eat.
food. American food. A little bit Italian. Things like that. Simple ingredients. Like
No fish?
I like fish. I love seafood.
What do you hate to cook?
Buckwheat. Buckwheat. Because it tastes disgusting and there's no way of making it good. I don't know. And nobody eats
it. Doesn't sound like a chef. What do you mean no way to make it
Buckwheat.
good?
No, there's a way,
People can
but
make tofu taste good.
tofu doesn't taste like anything.
I know.
Give me your worst.
So you have a blank slate, so you can make it good.
What, tofu?
Correct.
Yeah. Give me your worst day in the kitchen.
Where's the?
Come on.
Oh, okay. So I was at externship, and this was like my second week, but I already learned It was a salad station,
Mm-hmm.
but it's called garde manger. But also I had like shrimp, tartars, and everything like that. So one day I was picking the herbs. It's externship. You gotta look busy because the chef he would write down, okay, for this week you did that, you did bad, you did messed up in order, this, that. Everything was under surveillance, basically. One day, I'm picking herbs, and it's really busy. It was December, like holiday season. And the guys behind me, who were working the line, were getting slammed. And there was only two of them.
Mm-hmm.
One making steaks, one guy making the appetizers. I didn't get any tickets walking in my way. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking like in my head like, yo, I only got like 1 more hour of service. All I gotta do is put this away, pick at this, and wrap everything up, clean, and I'm good. Another day, I survived.
Oh, shoot.
Lo and behold, it gets busy. A lot for me. For the guys already, they're not so busy. The tickets start coming in, and eventually that ticket machine stopped working. So I would get tickets. The chef would get tickets at his station, but I wouldn't. So he's like, where's that salad? Where's that tartare? And I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm looking, but my station, I'm facing the wall. Everybody else is, they're facing each other, So whatever's being printed, they're getting it, I'm not. And it was really bad, and that day really whipped me into shape because it was so busy. It was a lot of stress. Nobody was helping me. And I didn't expect help, but in some restaurants they help you. And
How'd you get through it? If the machine was
I
broken?
just
buckle down and do it.
just
No, I'm
buckled
saying,
down.
no.
the
What did he actually do? Did he go and write them down?
the chef.
No.
I would write them down, some of them, but also the chef. I need this now. I need this now. Where's that? Why is there no salt? This, that.
Kitchens are tough, man.
Especially when your printer isn't working
I
and
feel-
you don't know. You're facing the wall. These guys are facing up.
Chefs, man, you guys are.
We
tough
got
group.
whipped up into shape.
Being, like I've been a server and a bartender. Being a server, you walk in there, you're like standing like, geez, how the fuck can they deal with that shit?
Correct.
Yeah, plus they have the heat from the oven.
Yeah, and the heat from the main chef.
Correct.
Where's
correct.
this? Where's that? Come on.
Correct.
And,
Yeah.
So the thing was, I try to work very clean.
Correct.
I'm a clean. I try to work clean, really. And I had so many tickets, and I didn't have a garbage pail next to me, so I had like this little bucket where I would throw like specks of lettuce that weren't good and things of that nature. And my towels were really dirty because of the tartare, and wiping everything, and it was just hectic.
So you needed a cigarette after that shift.
I needed some weed,
Yo, we
That's
got his whole family listening to this episode.
Every chef smokes.
but I don't.
Not
But
yet.
I get some weed.
the thing was, I realized that it just whipped me into shape. Be prepared. Don't be afraid. I was a little nervous because again, we're under surveillance basically. And I realized that I did a bad job because I went to the chef and I said, "How did I do?" He was like, "That was a really shitty job."
That's not a bad
Yo, you have the worst experiences. This guy has a really shitty job.
you worked dirty. Your towels were dirty. Everything was coming out late, and I didn't make any excuses.
In Russian, it's musor.
Can I just say something? This guy, I don't know how he has like the worst experience. Can you later on in this episode bring up the Asian in the train station?
Oh, okay.
Please, just later on.
I will,
Just
I
to
will.
put the nail in the coffin on how many experiences he has. Alright.
But
So how's Arizona? What'd you do there?
let me finish.
Oh.
We have
You jumping the
unlimited amount
gun,
of
dude.
time.
He'll get to the pool days.
That day, it really taught me to take it more seriously. It's not a joke, even though somebody's getting slammed. You know, you might be next. Karma does exist as well. That's what I
Especially in
learned,
the kitchen.
especially in the kitchen. And I realized that this business is very tough.
Oh, yeah.
I can handle it.
Nice.
Yes.
Anyway, Arizona.
Back to your question. Arizona. I went to Arizona because I wanted to deal with a little bit more serious food.
Mhm.
You know, like ribeyes, salmon, tuna, things of that nature. And even we learned Chinese food over there. And the thing what I liked about over there, everybody helped each other. So if one station's getting slammed and another station is just is not busy, they would help. You know, what do you need? Should I set the plate up? You know, is this to stay or is this to go?
Nice.
And I really appreciated it. We will get slammed as well, but with that experience that I had previously from externship, I did really well, in my opinion. And I went there strictly for the experience.
Hmm?
Different
How long
side.
did you go there for?
I went for 2 months and 7 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you counting the days because
He's
each
can't
one
wait to
was
get back.
As a chef, you have to have good memory because the chef yells out, "I need this, this, this."
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
you know, you have to remember.
So do you see yourself living there or here? Like if you were to open something up.
I'm not going anywhere without my parents, without my brother, my grandparents. I'm not going anywhere. But it's some nice weather over there. There's no traffic.
So let's say your family more or less would be open to the idea to move.
Correct.
Where would
It's
I'm
not
not
correct
correct yet. Tell me, where would you personally prefer it?
In Arizona.
Correct. Okay.
The cost
So
of
nice.
living is a lot cheaper. The people are nicer. They don't cut you off on their podcasts.
Pow!
They don't have podcasts
They
there.
don't have
They have a
podcasts.
lot of.
They just
things over
have
there.
pigs and farms. I don't know.
They don't have
I don't have
farms.
anything
They don't
about
have
Arizona. Never
Haven't
been.
been?
I
No?
don't think I've left New York
It's
since
alright.
too long.
It's alright.
You know, but I did go on my first paintball trip.
Can you believe this? He went
Yes.
paintballing.
Correct.
Did you get shot up?
I got shot in my
Finger?
knuckle.
Nice.
That was the worst. I versed one of the coworkers over there.
Yeah, a good one or one that you needed to teach a lesson?
No, we needed to teach that little punk a lesson, but it's okay.
Nice. So, what other experiences you had in Arizona that you didn't quite enjoy in the vast land of New York?
A little more family time. I spent a lot of days with the same people. I wish I could have seen my uncles a little bit more, my cousins a little bit more, but I did go there strictly for work.
So how did the Anthony Bourdain death hit you?
So
Since you're a new chefy. And he was a world-renowned chef with great
You
shows.
actually showed me a video of him.
Correct,
doing it.
correct.
Awesome shows, man. You ever watch any of them?
no, I haven't. I actually haven't
should
heard
watch
of him before he died. To be quite honest with you, my cousin that owns Kitchen 18, the restaurant that I worked at in
What's his name?
Nathan.
In Spanish?
I don't know. I don't know.
I want to
For
catch
our
this guy.
bilingual listeners.
I want to
said
catch
no.
this guy off guard because
It
he's
is
so
sad.
on point right now. This is a guest that is on point.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. I gotta catch it.
So, you cut me off.
I'm sorry.
I
You were
forgot my
saying about
train of
Nathan
thought
in
now.
Spanish.
Anthony Bourdain, Kitchen 19.
Correct. Kitchen 18.
18, sorry.
19.
He's on point.
19
somewhere
coming
else.
soon.
Coming
Alright.
soon. He told me, do you have Facebook Messenger? I said, yes. He goes, why the hell didn't you open your message? Why am I messaging you if you're not going to open it? I said, okay. So I open my Facebook Messenger and I see Anthony Bourdain, is that his name? And I see he's in his suit and he's telling, I guess the culinary students, future culinary students, how tough this business is, how they should at least work in an Olive Garden for at least 1 year, get their ass whipped, beat a little bit, get whipped into shape. that it's physically demanding, and nobody's. You guys are not going on Food Network. You guys are not even going to see the studios of it, and it's just a tough business overall.
I heard that video was kind of depressing because he was like really saying.
He was saying
very down to earth, but a little too much maybe.
He was saying truth, but everybody's experience is a little bit different. You know,
from my experience in kitchens, and that's minimal. Like it's from the outside looking in.
Correct.
There's no glory in being a chef. You know, like
behind the scenes.
Right, in like other careers, you know, but people like him, you know, made it worth it.
I've never worked in the kitchen. I've passed by the kitchen when I worked as a waiter and as a delivery guy, and it's horrendous. Just passing by it on a hot summer's day. So
you gotta really love it, right? You gotta really love it.
One day, I worked at Nargis Bar and Grill, where I was the line cook all by myself. I took care of the stove top, 10 burners,
Jeez.
and the grill, all by myself, while the other guy was being lazy. But that's okay. We're not gonna mention anybody.
What's his name in Spanish?
We've got a cap of how many people you can put down per episode, so you fit two.
Okay. Anyway, one day, this is a new restaurant. This at the time was like a couple months old. Everything newly renovated, and we were supposed to open at. The workers were supposed to come at 4. We all came at 4, and right away we were supposed to turn on the fan, the ventilation, all that stuff. I forgot. It was 4:30, and I remembered, hey, turn on the lights, turn on the ventilation, everything. This was a Friday night. It didn't turn on. And it was like September or October when it was still 89 degrees. And we saw on the thermometer, it was 125 degrees in the kitchen. No fan, no nothing. And we were sweating bullets. But
how long did you guys work under that?
about 6 hours.
Damn.
Plus cleanup, which is another hour.
Did the produce survive?
Yeah, because it was a really cold fridge. But thank God. You know.
Is that like a walk-in fridge? Because I would have walked in there non-stop.
We took care of business like we always do.
One of the places I worked at, they came in one day and found out that the fridges stopped working overnight.
Damn. Oh, that's bad.
Everything out. Throw everything out.
Because health department, they mother flowers.
Health department.
That's a big deal. Correct.
Dude, how the hell did you work in that kitchen that day? 7 hours, no joke.
Passion, dedication, determination.
Tell me honestly, did you pass out for 3 out of those 6 hours?
When you drink a lot of water, you're okay.
It's hard to be a chef, man.
And
I can't even imagine. That's something I can't even
imagine. You gotta love it.
And this was Friday night, so everybody's going out drinking, trying to get a bite, you know, nightlife. And I worked at Fifth Avenue, next to the Barclays Center.
Fudge.
Oh, Brooklyn. Atlantic Avenue,
correct. But yeah,
I'm waiting until we say something where he says incorrect.
Damn.
Okay. Damn, dude. Props.
Thank you.
I hope you.
I was gonna say correct, but I was gonna be like, why would that make sense?
Props, correct. So back to Chopped and Iron Chef America.
Yes.
What's the distinction between that? What's the difference?
So in Chopped, you get like weird ingredients.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like kale. Like, for example, they'll give you, and this is just an example, they'll say make a dessert out of kale.
Ew. Oh, ew.
Or like turnips, and you'll be like,
oh, that's weird.
What? And you have 20 minutes.
Wow.
And you're by yourself.
In Iron Chef America, you get one ingredient, you make everything out of that one
correct.
ingredient.
So you might get, and it might be salmon, it might be sea bass. It's something normal.
No, that sounds way easier than kale.
No, but 1 second. But 1 second.
How are you gonna make a salmon dessert?
Salmon dessert?
Yeah, you have to make every single course with that one ingredient for Iron Chef America.
You have to make, but
all the dessert, app, main, everything with that one ingredient.
Yeah, I used to watch Iron Chef way back when. Yeah, but that's a little bit easier than taking like kale or turnip to make a dessert. A turnip dessert?
Salmon dessert?
Vegetable dessert? The only thing I can think that's vegetable is good. 1 second, chef. I'll teach you something here. It's carrot cake. That is the only vegetable dessert I can think that is good.
Correct.
Corn muffin?
Correct.
Huh? True. Corn muffin.
I like corn muffins better. That's nice.
How can you make a corn muffin though? Can you make that in 20 minutes? I don't think so.
You can make a corn cake.
In this life, when you're a chef, anything is possible.
So I'm asking you, is it possible to make cornbread in 20 minutes?
No, hell no.
Okay, so it's not possible.
Because it needs to
rise.
Cook, rise.
Yeah, there's no way you can make a
plus,
dessert
then you gotta
vegetable
cook it and bake it in the oven.
Pumpkin pie?
Not in 20 minutes.
Why not?
No way.
They usually make ice cream.
Out of turnips?
Flavored with turnips or something.
Oh,
That is
It's
disgusting.
disgusting.
So what do they make
That
with
is
the kale?
disgusting.
Kale smoothie?
That's
That's
not,
all
that's
they
not a
do.
bad idea. And then freeze it because they have like a quick freezer.
Did you ever have a kale smoothie?
No.
I've had it before. It's
Instead
disgusting.
of this smoothie, you should have a kale smoothie.
No, it's nasty.
No?
No,
Okay.
this is good. This is good.
But in Iron Chef America, like Richard said, he was correct. the
You never say correct as much as you have on this episode.
Correct.
Usually you have other words. Guy.
so
The title is correct.
You should. This episode 79.
if there was
correct.
subtitles, there'd be a lot of corrects. So in Iron Chef America, you get less. You get more common ingredients. And you have, I believe, 2 or 3 sous chefs. I think 2 sous chefs. You work a game plan, and these are world-renowned chefs. So I'm sure they've worked with this ingredient, so they know the flavor, they know the texture, and they can make something out of nothing.
How about back in the day when I used to watch the Food Network, they used to have like a Cake Boss or something like that, where they would build these cool cakes. Would you ever-
Duffy, I forgot his name.
You know what I'm talking about.
I used to watch when I was
He
a
was
kid.
bald and had like this
Yeah,
thing going on.
I love that guy. Ace
And
of
these-
Cakes.
Yeah. And they
Ace
used
of
to have
Cakes.
these crazy cakes that they built out of like melted sugar that was
Correct.
like glass. I know it's correct. I'm saying it.
When I
Yeah.
when I first moved into this house, I had a little like 1970s old TV, and it only had basic cable. It only had Food Network.
Channel 50.
Yeah, and New York One. So every night, I would watch Food Network.
Yeah, it's interesting.
For like
Very
3 years, I just watched Food
It's
Network.
really interesting.
Iron Chef America was awesome.
I used to watch it all the time in the summer when I was off from school. I used to just get ideas, and I would see these cakes. I would see these Iron Chefs. See Chopped, Cutthroat Kitchen.
So would you ever see yourself like moving more towards the dessert area?
Recently, yes, I have. In my cousin's restaurant, we have a mixer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have all the ingredients. We have flour. We have basically all the ingredients for basic dough. So I would make apple strudel, cinnamon buns, things like cheesecake. We would make.
You guys make churros?
I made churros.
I made churros at home once. It was nice.
Yeah.
It
But
wasn't
it wasn't as good
chefery.
as
It
his.
wasn't chefery. No.
But I like pastries also because it's.
What do you think is the hardest job on the line? Expediter?
What does it mean? What do you mean?
Like as a chef, what's the hardest job on the line? Fish station, pastry station.
Pastry
Steak.
station is
Really?
definitely the hardest because everything has to be beautiful. If it's not coming out. It has to be clean. It has to be precision.
I would have thought it was fish because you can overcook it so easily.
And meat.
You see,
Everything like
Meat.
You see, you asked me what's the hardest. Coming from, I'm not a chef, but I'm a cook. You know, I'm learning. You learn temperatures. You learn touch. So, you figure out, okay, this is overcooked.
Mm-hmm.
This is medium. This is medium rare. This is raw. Fish, the same thing. You can go by the touch method. You know, by pastries, it has to be elegant because that's the last impression. So if that's be that said, as we say, if that don't taste so good, the customer ain't coming back.
Is that a real word?
yeah.
Correct. Correct.
I know it's correct.
Yes.
I
shit,
never
right?
heard that. Can
Right.
you say it again? You like slid it in there.
Be that say.
Yo, what the fuck?
What?
Why is he so employed on this episode? Like
He's
he knows,
schooling. He's
like the little
schooling.
comedic moments to interject.
He's
I like this.
But
Albert.
also, I'll tell you something. What my pastry chef told me in culinary school, he said, usually people, and this is true. Usually people, they eat the appetizers and they eat the main course, and then they don't have room to eat the pastries sometimes. And what happens is the pastry chefs, sometimes they get fired because the restaurant says, hey, if the
We don't
customer's
need
not even eating it, ordering it, why are you here?
Right.
We're paying you big money because you're such a good chef. But that leads to creativity from the pastry chef.
Yeah, pastry is supposed to be so light. You know.
Correct.
Like
Oh,
when we
sorry.
go to
Sorry. I'm gonna
No,
stop.
I'm just busting, but you can say it, of course. Like when we go to Nostro, their desserts, not just the tiramisu, all
You
the
went there with
desserts
us,
are
right?
very light.
Yes, I have. I wasn't gonna say correct.
How
I
is
got the
Cool.
cheesecake.
How
I
good was
believe.
that? Yeah,
It
you
was-
got the one.
I got the wrong thing. Tiramisu.
Stop, dude. It was good. The tiramisu in Joe's is better. I tried both.
Stop.
In Joe's, it's better.
You can walk yourself out of this
No,
place.
it's better
not.
in Joe's. How about we let the chef decide?
It's not better.
Let him try both.
Joe's
No.
is a prepackaged.
That's disgusting,
tiramisu.
Aaron. How dare you
I
like
like
that
prepackaged.
stuff?
It's prepackaged.
I don't think so.
It is.
Now,
Let's ask them.
how can you tell, Richard, that it's
How? Because you can, from the texture of what's the bottom of the cake, where the brandy or whatever the rum is, you can tell that there's no alcohol in there
You touched the bottom of the cake.
when you eat it.
When you eat, you should watch
You
what
didn't
you
get
eat.
it, boy. You didn't get tiramisu when we went to Joe's, did you?
No, after that, not with you. I went
Okay.
a separate time.
Yeah.
I don't go everywhere. Just you, man.
No, we go everywhere together.
And in Nostro, you can feel the moisture of the
Oh, I bet
alcohol.
you feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pastry chefs are getting creative, you see?
Yeah. But you ever heard of Ferran Adria?
No, I have not.
You should study him.
I
He
will.
has a restaurant, and well, he had. I don't know. I learned some. I took a class in college in philosophy. It was life and art. Ferran Adria. His restaurant, I think, was in Barcelona or some shit. It's called El Bulli. Basically, it's like one of the hardest places to get into, like a reservation. Every dish is like a work of art. They make.
He has his own TV show?
I don't know. Maybe
There was one guy that
they
had
do
his own
something. I think it's called gastronomy or something like that, where they take ingredients, break them down, and rebuild them to make different forms. So one of them was like a melon ball cake. I can't even. I forgot. This was a year ago.
You can't even describe it. I saw a show like that. So
They make art forms out of the food.
Yes.
Can you eat it?
Yeah, you can eat
Oh,
everything.
okay.
You can do whatever you like. Like one time,
But it's like it comes in like different shapes and it's crazy. I had to do a
you wouldn't
fucking
even know how to
presentation on
eat
shit.
it. You would be like, how do I eat it? See, the thing was, in one of the episodes I watched, there was like a little campfire that they made. And they put the meat next to the customer on the plate, and then they had little sticks. And there was literally a open flame, like a little, how you call it? Like a camping
Bonfire.
Bonfire?
Right?
bonfire,
Yeah.
literally in front of the customer. And the customer, the person that owned the restaurant, they were like narrating, like usually the customer puts the stick to the meat and thinks that they should cook the meat on the bonfire, but in reality, something happened and the bonfire opened, and I forgot, but it was some sort of sauce, and I was like, wow, man, that's incredible.
So the bonfire was the sauce?
Yeah, it kind of like opened by itself. I don't know how to describe it.
You ever see like those chocolate balls they pour the sauce on and it opens up?
Yeah, on Instagram.
That's the stuff that they create, but like even crazier.
Even
Yeah.
crazier.
A bonfire that turns into
Yeah.
saucy, I could imagine.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but it was something like that. It was really, truly art.
That's why actually I'm not gonna shit on Arizona, but that's why I really like New York City because we have so many different restaurants opening up all the time.